Good evening, good love, and good light, illuminators and way showers. This is Wendy. And this evening's multi-dimensional message is about the heart. It's all day long I've been getting this heart chakra energy, this green, beautiful turquoise energy. And I even found my heart chakra color turquoise glasses today by accident, by pure serendipity and synchronicity. And I've been getting all these messages today, like bombarded, but so I try to find a common theme in the information I receive from my guides on a daily basis, and I try to see how they're, what's the main message today? And I keep hearing heart healing, heart chakra, action. It's a time to take action, but it's a time to take action from the heart. And I've been hearing this all day, and it's been kind of swirling around, and also this, how the idea of shamanism and alchemy and understanding the healing properties of the earth and its elements, and understanding to going back to the idea, remembering the ideas about nature and medicine in its purest form, the way it comes, not reproduced pharmaceutically, but in its purest form from the earth. And that one of the biggest messages I've been receiving recently from my own shamanic connections is about the plants and the animals, the plants and the colors, and animals slipped in there because they're showing me this symbiosis and the understanding of the relationship between us and the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom, and how when we open our heart and we start acting from the heart instead of the mind, we're engaging a symbiosis within us, which is truly what the ideals of the shamans is about symbiosis with all that is, truly. And we can call it the elements, the elementals, we can call it earth, the air, the wind, the fire, the water. They know how to speak to the elements. So do we. But it's not about the mind. And this is where we're beginning to understand. It's about the heart. It's about when we begin to act from the heart. And when we say from the heart, it means not applying our old logical beliefs, our old filtration systems, about not applying our what's the word they're trying to give me? Molded behavior to these ideas, in that we have been so convinced that our mind is what drives our vessel. And what we're finding out is our mind isn't designed for that. And when we open our hearts, we're beginning to connect. And when we're spending time in nature, spending time with oneself, in opening one's own heart center, it allows these shamanic connections. It allows us to commune with our bodies, with the elements, to know what we need, when we need it, and synchronistically, things are delivered to us as we need them. We are guided to what plants natural medicines that we need in our bodies on any given day, and how we are this alchemical co-creation of energy. And as we act from this place of the heart, we begin to interact with each other, and we begin to act in a way where we are, when we come from a place from our hearts, we no longer need to stand in this place of conviction from a place that you need, where we have this burning desire for another person to get who we are in order for us to act from the heart. That by acting from the heart, we simply exude who we really are and move in that way. And we no longer need to prove anything. When you move from your heart, you don't need to prove who you are, because you're simply acting from that place of who you truly are. So I was guided to, actually, I was going to pull a card for myself. And the card that fell out was the Keeper of the West. And right now, I'm looking at this green energy, this opening I felt of the heart, of rising above the treetops. And so I hadn't actually intended on reading the card at all. In the video, I was receiving symbols, and I was guided to one of the sacred circuits to share, and I was given some galactic symbols, and they were saying to me, this is the Shamanic Council, and these keys were our codes to open up the shaman within us, and to understand it begins with this heart code. This heart code. To open up the heart code. And so the card fell out, and I didn't even finish reading the description, because as soon as I started, I realized I was guided to read it out loud. And Spirit Keeper of the West, the card meeting, transformation, letting go of the old, initiation, acting, the idea of action, initiation, illumination. I mean, there we are, the illumination, guys. The illumination. Gather the harvest. Illumination. Transformation. Letting go of the old. Initiation. Illumination. Harvest. Gather your inner resources. If it doesn't feel right, don't go ahead. Trust your heart. Chaos brings positive change. Almost all change comes out of turmoil. Don't be concerned if there's confusion in your life. It will all work out. Your native spirit wants you to know, in the medicine wheel, the west is the direction that symbolizes the fiery setting sun. And there's our harvest and the fiery setting sun. And I just did a video yesterday on chakras and balancing at the setting sun. I was guided to sit there in the cold and bring this chakra energy from the setting sun. So this is very fitting again today. The west is the direction that symbolizes the fiery setting sun, and of course I was facing west as the sun was setting. Sun, autumn, the waning moon, and the time of the harvest, and the tumultuous years of teenagers in the human cycle. And it's interesting because the card that fell out right before that was the circle of life, and they were showing me how nature shows us the circle of life. And so right now I was seeing that in the circle of life in our teenage years, and how we are, some of us really feel like even as grown adults, this really is the teenage years in our personal evolution. And it really is the teenagers, the tumultuous years of the teenagers in the human cycle. Out of chaos arise illumination and transformation. And isn't that what our country, our world is going through here in the United States, and what our world is going through is chaos, is this chaos that's arising, that the illumination and transformation will arise out of the chaos. In order for the new growth to ignite your life, it's necessary to let go of the old, sweep away the debris. The Spirit Keeper of the West reminds us to slow down our rapid growth and harvest what we have attained. In the autumn, leaves are burned to make way for new growth. Release the dross in your life to make way for new growth. Stand facing the journey. Stand facing the west and the setting sun. Imagine that all limitations and blockages in your life are flowing from your heart into the sun. As the sun sets, it carries with it your cares and concerns to be transformed by its purifying energy. And that was really the message I got last night doing that video at the sunset, was allowing it to transform us, to carry it away and transform us in our sleep, that we awake new and knowing that our life is new and transformed. And as the last sentence about making way for new growth, when I was given the green heart chakra today too, they were showing me the idea of new growth, and that green, when we see the green in the spring, it represents the new growth. We see, and they were showing me just the little teeny tiny new plant life, the seedlings. And when we open our hearts, we start to see the connections. And I was given the privilege of seeing all over my grounds here these acorns just opening up and spreading out their little feet to the ground and making themselves brand new little trees. And these mighty oak trees that come from these teeny little seeds, and how they were reaching out and grabbing onto the ground, and the cap fell off, and it was just this whole, when you open your heart, you get to see and feel that cycle of life, that circle, that the idea that when we act from the heart, we begin to respond differently to all of this. And so I was at first guided to show this act, because the sacred circuit that was delivered to us through Bashar, through Daryl, and act number 12, and which equals 3, and to act from the heart. And as I was putting these images, these messages together today, images and imagery and colors and information today from my guides, they first said, it's time to act. It's time. This is no longer a time to ruminate, and it's time to, you got the tools, guys. You got what you need. It's time to act. It's time to act from the heart. It's time to stop worrying about what other people think, and to start walking from a place from your heart. So first, I'm guided now to take a drink of water. I'm going to pause, and I'm going to share these light code activations that I received, and they are the shamans walking us over the bridge and showing us how we're really walking over our own bridge, that it's time to act in a place from the heart. And that we're crossing this bridge, and we're opening ourselves up to this higher dimensional information, and that we're being guided across this bridge and supported with this connection to our heart, our third eye, our crown chakra, as we ground into the earth, as we utilize this alchemy of the gifts that Gaia has given to us, that our shamanic ancestors in our parallel realities are sharing and resharing with us, and as we open our hearts, we're welcoming this new information. Namaste. Thank you. Lemon water. And that's another thing. I've been getting crazy downloads about lemons and lemon water, and these all of a sudden these natural remedial websites are coming out on YouTube and so forth, and I'm going to be putting these links in, and I share stuff a lot from these channels, because we're really they're showing us again the alchemy of just using what we already have in our kitchen, and knowing that we have been led to believe that these chemicals are what we need, and what we're beginning to understand is everything that we have in our kitchen that we eat, we can use in our hair, on our skin, and that gets it into a whole nother regimen of idea of this idea of high dimensional health and high vibrational health. So I've been really being guided to share my excitement about that, as you know, recently. However, that it's the idea of this of coming back to come in full circle, and knowing that all this combined is how we raise our vibration. It's how we open our channels. It's how we open our throat chakra. It's how we find out who we are, what we're connected to, how we're connected. And as we allow ourselves the aromatherapy, the flower essences to become a part of our everyday lives, and that we remove the chemicals from our bodies, we're telling the universe we're ready to open up, we're ready to act in a new way, from a new place, and no longer from this brainwashing, this mind place where we're wrestling with these beliefs anymore. It's like we're just going with our hearts. So here's, for the moment, the blessing. And this is to open ourselves to these light codes, these images, these symbols, and that it allows us to open up our inner shaman. That's really what the message today was about. In opening up our hearts, we're opening up our inner shamans, and guided to what's best for us, and acting from that place of what is best for us, and acting in that place from our hearts. Mia soto shmila, siabelantia shato siabelangia sora shi beleanaruala. Eki sata si belea satashi. Setoribila yana balakota se balongiera saleana. E turisi biki shanoro shashia briera. Setosi bikiana alake. Tebi ina wakaleanda si gilandushu. Se polosi bi itikila alanisa. Satoso barashi. Setorsibi leandaraki. Te kurasibi shira eti. Eti biliandara se balonga shawa helako. Oto sublianda se kelanda yara. E soto subu hushua. E toro sibigira sala ira balongoya. E le kira sale andura sibla alokwa. Seto sibiliana nia walakatu subalashi. Sepulungia sibiliana na walakadesha shabalando so. Setora ke gambasha satu. E la hala mialo core se baleanda kagi. Keshawa, Shatera, Sepola Kira, Simaliana, Belana, Colora, Seba, Elura, Saba, Lundara, Kashay. We invite now our highest selves, our highest guides, our shamanic selves, that part of us that understands the simple, the pure is the powerful. Imitosho pelia satashimi la hete sensi, se puluyandara si, beluyandara kalakursi, supushuna. Bring yourselves back to this place, this point of purity. Tiasonobisa sapiliantor sibiliantor subuleshunara. To this place where before you began to explore these ideas, of belief systems that have taken your power away, for they're just experiences. You are not being being guided away. You are simply being guided to an experience by your highest selves in order to come full circle and understand that following your heart knows that you no longer need to be brainwashed by your television, your merchandising, the chemicals, that you know this purest place from your heart. Begin slowly to eliminate these from your environment, your personal, private places. And you will begin to open your own inner shaman and be guided to the alchemy. For your frequency. Ambassadorship kalembala sepalonko shame oroko setesha sepeliana malakote bilaka logo sepeliana ke pieta sinera. You truly do hold your own answers. You truly are your own guides. Your guides are here to assist you in this realization. They are here to guide you back to your own power. Your own divine connections. And by employing these tools that you have given yourselves. For knowing is not enough. You must act. You must apply these tools with intention, with a certainty, a degree of a certainty that you have been brought this direction by your heart, and you are being invited now to act upon the information and the synchronicities for as you eliminate these toxicities from your environment, you become more open, more aware. And as a snowball, it builds upon itself. And you will begin to feel that you are less tolerant of these toxins. It does not become a fight. It becomes a natural action as they just simply fall away. You will simply be guided to better choices. As you act from your heart space. For you're allowing your body and your spirit guides to speak to you in a way that you've never allowed before. And this is how you will come into your own power. Your telepathy will increase. All of your clarity gifts you will smell better, see better, feel more, see the patterns and how you are connected to these patterns. Your world will open like a blossom. Toshonia palake se paloshonia palagondi kia tosopela se toshnia palagondi sa palakosha se tosibile anananar wala katorso palonshi abalia nanaki se tosupalum kosho palongo ya satashnira sopola hela me lokotosu so tosubale andaraki la hina mala kosha tose se tosibile andarakala keshera se tosibilana eto soba Shetoku ashanera sanita. Mesotoshna. And breathe in now. These gate codes to open the inner shaman within you. Del soto shamiara kola. Setosi bikina kashera. Miatoshanea. Etose semira. Sotosamira hasana la kotoshohe. Sekola hamayo rakatashi. Sekolumba ya milani araguasatesha. Semia walehana. Agora se balehana balaseto kayon shona e pokoshahi e morahaka te toriyama la kolakia sa balon del seba satosibe ashanila ahama la te balunda kiba shohaka selese palueme la kua balosotoshe apokora seba ataniba shohiba koshanibala Setahira Ateba Shahira Huma Shika Sana. Open yourselves to yourselves. For you are the multidimensional being that you have been seeking. You are the guide you have been seeking. You are your own inner wisdom. You are your own shaman. For you have been and always will be connected to your galactic families, the ancestors that reside in the parallel realities. Tiaposotoshni balako sapashania. Right beside you. Persona palako. Seposimiewa sotoshniawa. Picture them as the colors of the rainbow flowing into each color. This is how close they are to you. Tiaposonosh balakesa. Seposumiawa. They stand beside you, above, below, and around you. Tepote shamiawa kolosa. Pososhum, for energy has no boundaries. Understand, energy has no boundaries, and you are energy. Therefore, by definition, you have no boundaries. For electricity, light will go on and on if there is nothing blocking its way. Saposani pilakota simi kurakato samelohana partake. Te piliana koloso pachono kelandira saya masha. And that is all for this now, in this way, in this perfect timing, for this perfect you, in this perfect now. Open your hearts to yourself. For as you searching your souls, you are seeking guidance from your souls. Soul searching. Tiaposotoshmiala koanea. Piatosimiawa. Pianokora pa entiasate. Niaposoni shabia ihanakatesa. Setosimila himalakori kiatate. Timalundi ichukor shomalehena kaikwa. Te tuishnia valakaye. Setosimila katesho. Olo koyamakia satasa. Miatoshania alakore. La konemela eteshe. Aquamaloa. Matesopa atashniara walaku. Metose paka tea te lia mayorakatesa tachiana. Miatosa mahala e koshona koaparosa setosnada. We are one heart.